Welcome to Chesscape. I have 4 opening chess traps for you today to play against your friends. The first one is going to be called the Mortimer Trap. It's played in the Spanish opening or the Real Lopez. It depends how you want to call it. And it starts this way. e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, bishop b5. And this is the Spanish opening, right? So knight f6. Knight f6 is not the move that is the most played here. But basically he's saying, okay, I'm going to attack the pawn on e4. And now they decide to defend by playing d3. d3 is actually the slowest way to actually play here. You have a lot of other moves to play. You could play, for instance, castle. You can play knight c3. You can play d4. There are a lot of variations that are more active. But if he plays a move like d3, now you set the trap by playing this move, which is knight e7. So the knight, when he was on c6, he was defending the pawn on e5. Your opponent will not understand anything to this move, knight e7. Because now you can simply take, and if he does, now he's lost. He's totally gone here. And the move that is quite, it's not easy to see, especially if you're playing online in the blitz game. The winning move is c6. Look what happens. If the bishop actually moves back, you play the move queen a5, and now there is a fork, and you win a piece. So that's a nice one. All right, but this is not the trap, because he has another way of actually trying to trouble you here by not moving this bishop, but he can play the move knight c4, and don't make the mistake to take the bishop because knight d6 is now checkmate. So, but still, you're still winning by playing the move d6, and now the queen is defending the d6 pawn, and by actually playing the move knight c4, what this created is that the bishop only has one square. He can only go now on a4, and now he is losing the game with this simple fork that wins a piece. And now the second trap is the Petrov Defense, which usually, people are drawing a lot of games with the Petrov, but there are also variations that are tough. Usually people are playing the move knight c6 to actually defend this pawn, but now he decides to actually attack on e4. With his knight, you take on e5, and he plays d6. Let me show you just a quick variation. You cannot take here on e4 because there is this move that is queen e2. If you go back with the knight, queen c6, attacking the queen, and also is check. And the game is over. The queen is gone here. So you have to be careful about this. And also if he plays a move like d5, you can simply play a move like d3. He plays queen e7, for instance. You take on e4. And when he takes here, still his position is really bad. You take on d5. And it's not easy. He cannot take because of the pin, right? But he can play a move like, let's say, bishop d6, knight c3, and you're simply a pawn up here, already in the opening, all right? Okay, so let's go back to, so this is if actually black decide to play knight take e4, which is not what they're going to do. They should be playing the move d6, which is the right order. We go back, and now they can capture. What is the difference? Is that if you play queen e2, now they have queen e7, there is no piece here, which means the queen is unpinning the knight and also defending the knight at the same time. All right? Okay, so this is the big difference. So queen e2 shouldn't be played here. You play just d4 and develop your pieces to actually castle. This is what happens with black as well. And now you play c4. They cannot take on c4, otherwise you simply win the knight on e4. They decide to develop a piece, creating a pin on the queen. It makes sense. You take on d5, so now this piece is hanging, right? So they decide to actually defend it by playing f5. And now you play a careless move, which is rook e1. And rook e1, puts pressure on the e4. Seems like a natural move to play, but actually is losing straight away. And black here have an amazing move, and it's bishop take h2 check. You cannot take with the knight, obviously, because there is this spin. So you have to take with the king. And now knight take f2, creating a fork, is very direct. The queen has to stay close to the bishop to defend it. You take the bishop. You take now the knight that was controlling the square. He takes back, and now at the end is the final blow with queen h4 check, and it's a fork that wins actually the rook. The next trap is called the Monticelli Trap. It's played in the Bogo Indian defense that is played this way. d4, knight f6, c4, e6. And after knight f3, you play bishop b4 check. It's a very well-known opening. And now bishop d2. Bishop take, queen take. That's all perfectly fine. And usually black you know, like to play their bishop and put it basically on this diagonal, and actually white are going to do the same thing. And it's going to be a fight in the center and usually on the c file as well. Okay, because, you know, black are going to play with d5 and c5 in this game. All right. But anyway, we're not going to go, I mean, we're not going to be able to see it because the trap will come very easily. So now they play knight e4. Knight e4, they're threatening both pieces. They're asking a question. We play queen c2, and now knight take knight. And after this, we have a very nice move that is knight g5. After bishop takes bishop, simply queen take h7 is checkmate. All right, this is the trap of the day. They don't have to do it, though. I mean, after knight g5, they can decide to come back, I mean, with a move like knight e4. So now they're interrupting, actually, the connection of the queen with the pawn on h7. But you're still basically in an amazing situation. You do knight take e4. I mean, if you can next move, you play knight f6 check, and then bishop take bishop, and bishop takes rook that is taken, right? So you have a clear target. So he has to control actually this diagonal that is a killer by playing a move like d5, for instance. That is the best move in this situation, knight c3. And now we have clear targets on the d5 pawn, and the position is very nice. So even if he doesn't fall in the trap, you still have an amazing position to play with white. The fourth and last trap of the day is played in the Budapest opening. That is played Budapest gambit, actually. It's a gambit that black play by playing knight f6. You play c4, and they play directly the move e5. And you will see that this kind of games, you will find them a lot in Blitz online because people love to play it, because usually it gives very active games, and there are a lot of traps. So if you basically capture the pawn on e5, the knight is attacked, and they play the most direct move, that is knight g4, because he's targeting now the pawn on e5. And you will see the next moves are just trying to actually capture this pawn again. So they defend, we attack again the pawn on e5, they defend again, and now bishop check. You know, bishop b4 check, knight d2, and now queen e7 again, adding another attack. And if they play the move a3, now what we're going to do, we're not going to care about actually having the bishop attacked here. And we're going to play this nice move that is knight take e5. And if they take the bishop, there's the amazing move knight d3 checkmate, because you are pinned. Okay, so that's it for the traps for today, guys. Try to remember them or understand actually the moves behind them, and I'll see you on the next one.